What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and the Lego City. It has been a little while since I've filmed a video showcasing everything in the Lego City. There are some random vehicles placed around, like this one that I got recently from one of my students, as well as I think you guys might not have even seen these ones over here. Oh, that one. But yeah, no, that's really cool. We've got the forklift and a few random things sitting down there, and the start of the skyscraper, as well as the, I forget what the apartment building is by Brick Artisan. And then we've also got the new modular, the Tudor Corner. However, that's not what we're focusing on today. Instead, we're heading over to this side here, where the Eiffel Tower sits, as well as this majestic thing here, the Disney Castle. Now, Mickey's sitting at the front of it at the moment. This was a fantastic build. I loved this. And having just got back from Disneyland in Paris, so a bit of a different castle. However, I really wanted to play with the theme of the Disney Castle. And yeah, this is pretty much the last time that we're going to see the castle in this position. Because as you guys know from the title, we are going to be doubling up the Disney Castle. This box next to it has another Disney Castle. I might be able to open it up, but you won't be able to see too much into it because, you know, it's all in different parts, and I've been taking it apart, working on my own design, and, you know, I've spent ages trying to figure out an easy way without demolishing the existing tower. There's not a way, okay? It's just not that easy. But I found something. And that something has given me a lot of motivation to be able to put together the double Disney Castle. Now, it is requiring a few extra parts, but just being able to see the closed off back and the absolute size of this castle is just going to be awesome. And eventually I'll be able to put it into the Lego City once I have a little bit more space. But that's what the back looks like at the moment. And we've got a bit of ordering to do. Now, it took me quite some time, but I did manage to find a lot of the pieces just throughout my own collection, which was very nice because, you know, saving a bit of money. The unfortunate part is that there were a lot of common parts. So, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, saved a little bit of extra money, which is always nice. And then I located the pieces that I would still have to buy, which we then went on to the Lego site to be able to order them from there. At this stage, we're still probably a few weeks out before we get those parts, and a few of those parts I feel like are going to be quite necessary to be able to start the build. However, there is something that we can do before we get to that point. Now, this box here is what I have on the parts side of things, all color matched, even if it was, you know, it doesn't really matter what color it is. I still, you know, wanted to go with the correct color because I don't know where all of these pieces go. However, I do have a fairly good idea. So, you know, we've got a few of the big 16 by 16 plates here that I managed to pick up off of a second-hand store, as well as a heap of other bricks, heaps of other, like, black bricks, which I assume are just going to go underneath the floor for the most part to be able to help with the structure of it. But, you know, heaps of different little parts. Some I had all of the parts that were required for it. Others I might have only had like a few pieces out of them. So, you know, a little bit of progress towards it, always good. But yes, we're waiting for a big shipment from Lego, which, I think I got maybe 75 to 90% of the parts. It was quite a lot. And then we located 4 different stores on Bricklink to be able to get the remaining parts. I manually entered those ones, but, you know, still good, still good. And yeah, it's looking pretty. We're going to start disassembling the Disney Castle now so that we can work towards being ready for as soon as these parts come in and we can start just chipping away and building this thing, because this thing is massive. The instructions, I think, were $20 US, so not too bad. And yeah, let's get to disassembling. All right, step number 1, we've got our little boxes ready. We've only got 3 little boxes here. We also have the cardboard box, so I'm going to start with that one, just so I can empty out all of the pieces within, and we'll just sort into 3 main colors, and then just have the leftovers in this little box over here, which will at least make it a little bit easier when we get into the build itself. Then we're going to move over here, and we're going to disassemble the broken Disney castle, which came with pretty much all the pieces minus the minifigures, which I didn't care about because I didn't need any extras. And yeah, I think it was only missing like 3 parts, something like that. They had a pretty good deal for what I paid for it. So let's get to disassembling. And here we are, all demolished. We have basically 2 full Disney castles, as well as some additional parts that we have prepared from our own collection in preparation for the castle build. We are waiting on 4 shipments, I believe. Yeah, 4 shipments, and one of them coming from Lego themselves. So hopefully we get all the parts that we need. There's no missing parts, and we can see how far we can get in the instructions. I'm thinking, depending on how much time I have, I might wait until Lego order gets here, because that's the bulk of it, and also some of the main floor parts, as far as I know, for creating the main structure of the castle itself. And I'll keep you guys updated in stages as we progress through the build. Here it is, our final package ready to build the Disney castle. Let's have a look and see what's inside this one. Cool. Alrighty. Holy moly, there's a lot of parts in here. Most, if not all of this for the Disney castle. We've got a lot of 16 by 16 plates there, which are really cool. Unfortunately, all of them are going to get used up in the Disney castle, from what I know. And this big bag as well. Holy moly. Seeing all of these parts is absolutely insane. I hope it all is inside of here and we can get to building the Disney castle. First up, trying to sort out this mess, and then we can start on the base and take you guys along the way. What have I got myself into? Holy moly. This is coming together. It is huge. It is, I would say, bigger than a 48 by 48 base plate. Definitely. Don't know how wide though. Haven't counted. And we've got boxes all over the ground here of all of the different Lego part types and colors. So it makes it a little bit easier to find, but yeah, putting it together, some of the pieces have been really rough to find. Like even in that small little red section over there, I was going, oh no, I don't think I have enough of the 2x4 red bricks. Somehow managed to find them in there, even though it was the smallest pile, but it just didn't look like there was. But this is what it is at the base level. We're about to put the plate on top, and that'll really solidify the structure. And hopefully we can get the front of this looking pretty neat. All right, we've now covered the base, and yeah, it's looking all right. The green tile that I have on the side here is not color matched. Maybe I just thought that it was the right color. Clearly not. So I might go and replace that a little bit later on, but I don't think it's going to be too bad to be able to do it at a later stage, even after I've built more. We're now creating the little bridge out in front here. So that should be interesting. That's going to extend it out just that little bit more. And the one point of feedback I have so far is that some of the plates or tiles haven't been sitting really nicely to the point where it's only held in by like 1 or 2 studs. There was even an instance where there was no studs to hold it up in the air, so I don't even know how it was floating there. So we used a few spare parts from our own collection just to be able to reinforce the base of it, just to make it that little bit stronger, because I want this thing to be sturdy. It's going to be huge by the time we're done with it. So yeah, on to building the bridge and the front gate of the Disney castle. Wow, that's all I have to say so far. This has been a pretty intense building experience. There's a part here where I don't know what part was supposed to go underneath there, but it somehow ended up at the wrong level. There's been, I think, 2 or 3 parts that I could not figure for the life of me as to where they belong. But yeah, this is what we got so far. The front gate. I don't know what it looks like from behind. Pretty simple, but it works well. From what I remember, because it was ages ago, I think it was, was it like a year and a half ago? Yeah, a year and a half ago that I built this for the first time. So I can't really remember what it was all about. I've looked ahead into the next part of the building instructions, and it looks like we are going to be building the interior structure for the next part, and then that'll give you know, a little bit more stature, I guess, for the rest of the build. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I don't know about these building instructions so far, man. The designer's done a good job, but there's a few things that I'm just not getting. This took me so many hours just to finish these two internal parts here. We look like we're going on to a wall next, which is nice, and we'll be able to put this on the main platform, which I've left out in the old Lego City area. So we're gonna go and grab that one, and then hopefully the pieces will all just slot together easy. Houston, we have a problem. In this stage of the Lego build, as you guys can see there, we got the 2x2 sand blue bricks. I don't know where they are. They're missing. Same with these little edge pieces as well, the gold. I'll see if I can point to them. So these little parts here. So what are they? Basically a 2x2 curve in gold. We're missing, what's that? 12 of them. So I don't know how I missed out on those ones. So we've had to jump ahead a little bit and be able to create the base of the upper floor. I believe that once we complete the outer shell at the back, we then start working on the towers all around before we get into the next stage of it. But I think we install this base in the tower before we get to that part. Now, I've had to move the castle out because if you can see on my floor here, there's just pieces everywhere. So good fun. So yeah, we'll chuck this one on top and then hopefully we can progress with other parts of the build and we're not missing any other parts. The parts are dwindling down now, which is a good thing because it means we're getting closer to the end result and we finally have the whole thing enclosed. It is so big that it is taking up the whole desk, even to the point where it's overhanging. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. The one thing I don't like at the moment, there was some parts that I ended up removing here because they stuck into there, as this seems to sit a lot flatter in line with everything else. There are a few parts missing that I just want to point out as well. So I'll need to try and order them since apparently I didn't do it last time. Not sure what this gap is for here, but maybe it's for something to fit in just so it lines up a little bit better, but we'll see. So I won't show you guys the front of it, but the enclosure, it all sits together. Yeah, it's fairly snug, but you know, it could be more secure, I think. But on to building the top part now. This should be quite exciting. Alrighty, it's still a mess all over the floor, different Lego everywhere. However, we're pretty much done with this one. I am missing, I would say, a few parts, which are these little Technic arms down here. I don't know how I can't find any in my collection. I'm sure they're somewhere, but yeah, I don't know. Which hold these little panels up back here into place. So they'll look pretty nice once that's all done on the angled roof. But yeah, look at this thing, man. This is absolutely massive. I haven't picked it up yet, so I don't know truly how heavy it is, but you know, the spire all the way to the top with the flag on top. It's beautiful. Solid as hell. The only thing that isn't solid is in this center area here. So this flooring, I didn't get right in terms of the structure of it. And there was a few instructions that just did not make sense at all. Like, trying to follow along with these instructions was a challenge and a half. There's little parts like up here where there's a gap in between because I'm not able to make it level enough or whatnot. I don't know, but you know, it still looks fantastic. Really, really cool design. So we'll go out, get these last few parts, and then put this on top of the existing base structure and show you guys what it looks like. Look at that. We are now officially done with the supersized Disney castle. This thing looks amazing. In a way, I sort of regret doing it. Otherwise, not really, because this thing is huge and it looks fantastic. We miss out on all the play features, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but everything else, all the little details and everything is absolutely fantastic all the way through down to the base. There are some weird parts that don't really, you know, connect up as well, but for the most part, it sits nicely. Underneath, as you guys would have seen, you have the internal part, and that's quite open, which is nice, but this base doesn't really open up too easily. So, and this thing is so heavy as it is anyway, that I was thinking about modularizing it a little bit, but it just doesn't really fit that well. Anyway, so these are the extra details that we had that I thought might be cool to add, but yeah, I don't know where we're going to do. So we might have like a little theme park element going on and have some of these parts displayed, which would be nice. Including the magic carpet. We also have the fireworks, which I was thinking of adding some snot bricks onto the castle and then being able to display some of the fireworks. But it's also one of those things where you can view it 360, so I don't think the fireworks will look good from every angle. So I'm still thinking about that. And then I'll just place the minifigures around the castle, just on the outside so you can see them. And then, yeah, eventually we'll create a base plate for it and be able to put it into a C layout. I'm thinking as part of an amusement park, which we also have a roller coaster for. Maybe we'll get a Ferris wheel one day, but yeah, pretty happy overall with the end product. It looks good. It's huge. We had to move it out here to the Lego area just to make sure that we could fit it all in. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Would I recommend doing this? Probably not, but we did it, and I'm pretty happy with the end result myself. 2 Disney castles plus, I think it was like 2,000 or 3,000 additional parts, you know? Not an easy feat, but it looks good. Thanks for watching, guys.